Welcome back to Madden 24, Chicago Bears franchise. If you would, be sure to hit like and subscribe so you can keep up with this series. But we are back here in the series. It is the training camp portion of it, preseason, all that other stuff. We have to look through a little bit of free agency. I need a third running back. And just going to look through here, trying to find some guys. I don't want necessarily a veteran. I always like trying to find these young guys a little bit here, and Austin Oakman actually looks somewhat interesting. Yeah, looking through the rest of these guys, just trying to find someone maybe a little bit, kind of in line with what we already have. I don't want something that's like too different, like kind of having, my theory on running backs, at least a running back room, is I want a bunch of guys who kind of do all kind of similar things, and Austin Oakman kind of fits that. A little bit of everything with him. Get some decent size, some elusivity, but more of a power back. 228 pounds. We'll bring him on. We'll kind of see what he has. I doubt he'll play much of this upcoming season unless we have some injuries. But I am hoping that we don't have some injuries. I would like to see our running back stay relatively healthy. So, time for some training camp. We're not gonna do all these drills, but we are gonna do enough of them, I think. That should make a little bit of a difference here. The one thing that's really disappointing is once again, I think we've all said this, no lineman drills. I would like to see some lineman drills. Some of these drills are kind of hard to do to get gold, particularly that passing skeleton one that we are actually going to do. The issue with the passing skeleton one is that you don't get to pick the routes at all. So you're kind of at the mercy of what these other guys are going to do. This is like after like 8 times of doing it. And I just said, all right, we're just going to take the silver. Did not get too many good route combinations. And so we're just going to take the silver there. We're going to get 1 skill point for Justin Fields and 2,000 XP. So not a bad day's work. Jordan Elias, our, I believe, 4th round wide receiver. We are going to do wide receiver battle with him, and eventually, this is also after a few times of trying. I got it really good this time here, just did not get able to get to that 400 enough. If we could have got to that, I think we could have had a shot at maybe getting, potentially a gold. I'm not 100% sure here. I didn't really do this drill too often last season, and maybe I'll try to do it a little bit more here, but yeah, I think there's a chance if we could have got to that 400 that one time, and maybe at that other time we maybe could have got a gold, but either way, we get 1 skill point and 2,000 XP for Jordan Elias, who needs it because he is a terrible route runner. All the physicals in the world, not a good route runner, which I actually kind of like. There's something kind of interesting about that. So for rushing attack, we're actually going to go with Roschon Johnson again. We did Roschon Johnson in this drill a bunch last season. We're going to try to focus on him this year with this, because I'm kind of expecting Roschon Johnson to be our lead back next season. I don't expect Khalil Herbert to be back next season just because upcoming pending free agent running back. I don't like the idea of paying running backs, especially when we have to potentially pay Justin Fields a big lump sum of money next season, or after this upcoming season. We get gold and 2,000 skill. We get the skill point and the 2,000 XP. So again, that's something we have to think about going into this season, is that, Khalil Herbert is somewhat expendable for us. I know that sounds like that's really sucky because we got him superstar dev, but he is expendable. So here we are with Benjamin Smart doing trench the long haul, or I think it's called the long haul, right? I don't know. I have an idea. I think it's called the long haul. I've forgotten, but either way, we get gold here. So we're gonna get not just now for hidden dev trait, or hidden dev players like this, you get the skill point, you get the 2,500 XP, and I believe you get around 200 to 300 rookie snaps for him. So that should help us figure out his dev trait pretty quickly. DB battle. This we did with Matt Morrow, and we just never got the interception opportunities with him, I felt like, on this drill. We got a lot of incomplete passes. And then we got kind of these situations where it's like, yeah, you're just going to get beat off the line right away. There's not much you can do. So we come back again, and we kind of stayed with him somewhat. But again, got beat off the line again. Matt Morrow, I don't expect to be covering too many wide receivers. I expect him to be covering tight ends, things like that. So that's not necessarily his game, but we get the skill point and we get 2,000 XP for Matt Morrow. So that's pretty nice as well. And that was going to be it for training camp. I did do the kicking drills. You don't really need to see those, if I'm being honest. Not going to play any of the preseason. Don't feel like playing it. I'm just not a big fan of playing preseason, if I'm being honest, guys. Sorry. Yeah, just not going to do that. But we do have to do something else that's important here. Regression and progression sliders. And we are going to do all of these. And these are going to be from Mr. Hurricane. Using his that he provided in his most recent video. One of his recent videos, he did a bunch of testing on these. So I trust his testing. All the logic he used in it sounds sound to me. And yeah, gonna go with that. So we'll see how that plays out here as we go throughout this franchise. Staff talent cost modifier, we're gonna go slower on that just so we're not stacking those up so quickly. It feels like they're really easy to get, and I probably should have slowed it down last season, but what can I do? We have it now, so we're gonna go slower on the staff talent costs. Draft class strength, I did not touch this last season. This year we are going to touch it, and I do agree with him. It does seem like there's way too many really good cornerbacks coming into the league in these draft classes. From what I've seen, it seems like there's multiple generational cornerbacks in every single draft. This doesn't happen that often, I feel like, you get a couple guys who are really good, but it shouldn't be that often. So I'm going to weaken that a little bit. So we get an upgrade here for Justin Fields. Comes into the season looking pretty good. +3 awareness, +1 throw accuracy short on that skill upgrade there. Still some work to do on that medium accuracy and deep accuracy. So yeah, Benjamin Smart, he gets an upgrade. We're gonna go with Run Stopper for him, and Run Stopper I think is really good because we are gonna get that +4 block shedding and some finesse move for him as well. That's not necessarily his strong suit, the finesse game, but yeah, 64 overall. That's not what we're asking him to do. We're asking him to stop the run, be a sort of power rusher on the interior of our defensive line. So that's kind of what we want. Matt Morrow also with an upgrade here. We're going to go with the zone upgrade for him. He gets +1 acceleration, +2 awareness, +1 jumping, and +1 tackle. That's a pretty good upgrade for him. You just see his speed, his coverage ratings are just all really good, I think, for a guy that we were able to get in the early second round. Traded up to get him. Traded a second in this past draft and a second in next year's draft. That was from Carolina. So Jordan Elias, I'm trying to find upgrades for him that are more route running, and it didn't look like playmaker would fit that, so I thought maybe slot. I'm not sure. There used to be a route runner one, and they got rid of that. I think they made that playmaker. I could be wrong, so I might need to go with playmaker for him if I want to get those route running ratings up. +1 awareness, +2 catch and traffic, and +1 catching for him. Let's take a look at his ratings. 98 speed, 98 acceleration, 67 short route, 60 medium, 80 deep route, but does have 76 release, 99 agility, 91 jumping, 85 spec catch, 79 catch in traffic. So kind of just a deep ball guy, kind of, but with that speed, you get ideas of what else you can do with him. Roshan Johnson, this is a good upgrade. +2 change in direction and +2 juke move for him. Yeah, 83 change in direction, and the juke move goes up a bit to 85. So really good, actually. And it already has pretty good trucking as well. So I am impressed with that. You kind of just get the feeling that, we should maybe just... Well, this is actually bad. Tevin Jenkins going to be out with a compound foot fracture for 11 weeks. This means we're probably not going to see him. If I had to take a guess here, this has happened in... What are we in? Week 3 of the preseason. So if I had to take a guess, we're probably not going to see him till probably week 7, 8. So we're going to need someone to hold down that left guard spot for us. Looking around, is there someone better at right guard that we can move? No. Left guard here, Graham Glasgow kind of looks like the best option for us. We're going to look through these guys a little bit, though, just to get a good idea who could be good for us. Pass block, Graham has like the best ratings. Looking through here, run blocking kind of looks the best. Lead block rating, impact block rating, is whatever, but we're going to go with Graham Glasgow here. Sign him on. He is going to play an important role for us, as he is going to have to start for Tevin Jenkins for a good portion of the season. So that is just not ideal. Benjamin Smart, another upgrade here. We're also going to go with run stopper here. We might focus on a lot on run stopper on him. I want to get that block shed rating up. And he gets +2 block shedding, +2 play recognition. Pretty good upgrades for him. And he's getting upgrades pretty quickly. Leads me to believe he might be a superstar dev player. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it is time to cut players. Most of these guys you've never seen or heard of, because these are all practice squad guys that end up getting cut right away. We're just going to cut these guys here. Some receivers, Jalen Brooks. Velus Jones Jr., I think the journey for Velus Jones Jr. is going to come to an end here on this team. Take a look here at these running backs. We have 3. We're going to keep them. We have a spare quarterback that we're just going to move to the practice squad just in case Justin Fields gets injured again and PJ Walker has to start for us. Going to cut free safety Torrance right there. Looking through here, some strong safeties. We're going to keep Kendall Williamson for now. Could be a guy that could end up getting cut before the start of the season, because we might need an extra tight end. We might need an extra corner back as well. Maybe something a little more veteran, deeper down the depth chart. So looking through here, the rest of these guys that we have to cut, Velus Jones Jr. is going to get cut. Not going to cut Lucas Patrick, backup center. Is a guy that can plug in and play. Kind of somewhat valuable in that regard. Looking through the rest of these guys here, and got 3 more players to cut. Not going to cut Brian Cohn. We just drafted him. Even though he was a late round pick, I like trying to keep our picks on our team. So Griffin, it's going to get cut. And looking through here, who else we're going to cut? It's going to be Sterling Weatherford, I believe we cut here. Or we move to the practice squad, actually. So now it comes down to 1 more player here, and I am almost positive the CPU likes keeping an extra center, and it does. It's weird they wanted me to cut Lucas Patrick, but keep a guy who has 63 overall. So those are all the cuts. Nothing too extreme. Kind of just guys that you would cut. But we still need to go out and grab another, I think, a 3rd tight end, go out and grab another cornerback. So there's probably a few more guys that we can cut on this team who made the initial roster, but, it's just like real life. Guys make the initial 53, and then eventually guys get cut after that. So we're going to set our goal here to make the playoffs. Somewhat interesting schedule here. We're taking on the NFC West and the AFC South, it appears. We're taking on the Jaguars. So that's interesting. Going to take on Trevor Lawrence and Anthony Richardson at some point in the season. Got to play those Dolphins. So somewhat interesting here. Check out our schedule right there. We're doing a more definitive breakdown of the schedule when we come back for the start of the season, which is going to wait until this next patch comes out. I'm hoping that I didn't screw myself by loading into week 1, so we don't get like the weird doughboy quarterbacks. But you never know. Hopefully that's not something that's messed up. So now what we're doing here, we're doing a little bit of number realignment and some giving these guys some swag a little bit here. Here's Jordan Elias. Gets that new. I feel like they scanned that helmet in wrong. It looks massively big. I don't know if it sits that big on players. Benjamin Smart also going to get some new gear as well. Our 1st round pick. Got to give him the Jordans, and then we give him a new helmet. Give him an arm brace. Look at that. He's looking pretty good, honestly. Looking swagged out. Come back here to the, once again, his arms still look extremely tiny. I hope that can be fixed with the draft, with the update that's supposed to be coming out here. But yeah, looking for a new number for him, and we are going to rock with number 99. That looks cool. He looks awesome. He looks sick. So we got Javon Upshaw. Our other first round pick was our second first round pick 31 of the draft. And we give him a new helmet. Give him that Vice's trench helmet. He gets the kind of really cool looking face guard right there. We try to up his physique a little bit here. We try to make his arms bigger. I'm not sure. This is such a weird glitch to have where guys' arms are like super tiny and they don't look. I mean, this guy's 358 pounds and his arms look like twigs. I don't know what that's all about, but either way, we give him a different number as well. Number 59. Looking pretty cool. So, Javon Upshaw, number 59. And there it is. That is the training camp preseason portion of things. So I wanted to split that up into 2 videos because that last video was around 35 minutes long. That's a really long video, and I did that all in one take. I did not take a break recording that. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break here until this first patch comes out. We're taking on Nick Bosa and the San Francisco 49ers, a team that I wanted to avoid in the playoffs, and we kind of did. So I'll be interested to see how we match up with them. I'm not sure if their starting quarterback is Trey Lance or Brock Purdy. We will see when we load into week 1. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to hit like. Be sure to hit subscribe to keep watching this series. If you want to watch the series from the start, I have the playlist in the description. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video, liking the series, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.